Mountain
holding
goats.
my.
And now the stream is live.
Alrighty. Hello to our lovely, lovely 4 listeners who we are friends with. Welcome to Campaign Crashers. We are a D&D play show with rotating DMs. I am your current DM, Taylor. And as usual, you guys want to do a quick introduction?
Yeah. No, I think we're good.
Oh, no? Okay. Yeah, no one needs to know who you are.
Go for it, Chad.
I'm Chad.
We'll go down the
I am
line.
playing Barrow, Willowvale, the wood elf druid who's on his quest to discover all the animals.
Would you say, oh fuck, how do I start that and then blank on the entire Pokemon theme song?
Yes,
Yeah,
I gotta
how
catch
do
them
you-
all.
Wow. Okay, well, that'll do.
Gotta
though.
catch them all. You're welcome for that.
Ethan did it better.
Thank you.
Ethan wore it best.
I mean, he's a bard, so let's not compare ourselves.
Hey, I'm a bard that don't sing. You know.
He only raps.
I've got to fill out my Barrow decks.
Oh god. Well, if you're going by next person on the stream ladder, it will be Mr. Ethan.
My name is Brendel Barnes, and that is not my accent, though. I'm Brendel Barnes, and I'm here to fuck shit up, I guess, or whatever. Here we go. I'm a bard.
My name
That's
is
enough of
Brian,
an intro.
and I'll be playing Elliot Magnesi. He's a little bit misguided and a little bit temperamental, but he's trying to find his best way through this dark, dangerous world as a knight to be.
Beautiful.
And my name is Simon, and I play Og Vorbis. And Og Vorbis is a dome wizard. And before we get into it, let me tell you my entire backstory in real-time detail.
Denied!
Motion denied.
Womp womp.
I was going to close your audio.
Seconded.
I was going to mute myself and then make a joke about somebody else muting me, but hey, turns out you can do that.
Are we all in detention this session after Elliot beat up other children?
No,
He
you
did
don't
not
even know
beat
what-
up
jail.
other
You
children.
didn't
He
even know
interrogated them.
what you're
I've
in
got a
for.
great idea how to deal with that. You guys don't even worry about this. Og has figured this one out.
I hope you guys took notes on some of the stuff I told you to do last week, before last week's session, because you're going to be doing it this week.
Oh, I
But
took all these notes.
let me give you, and anyone else listening, a little bit of a recap, since you degenerates just completely derailed everything that I had planned for you.
As we always do.
If you recall, last week, you
Okay.
guys, how do I say this in a nice way?
Wait, whatever you're about to say, I don't want you to say you guys. I want you to say Elliot and Brendel, and then leave Og and I out of this. Thank you.
Yeah, because you guys
Okay.
don't know. You guys don't know how to write
Elliot-
deep. You don't write
Elliot-
deep.
Elliot
You gotta
and
write deep.
Brendel. Elliot and Brendel, we'll just say they rode deep into Beskol. Upon your arrival to Beskol, where you were dropped off kindly by Schmonnery directly in front of Town Hall, the party decided that it would be prudent for the first stop of their trip to Beskol to be the high school, where they noticed a couple vandals painting profane images on the wall. Upon getting to the high school, you guys met up with the two vandals. One of them booked it instantly. The other one took a swift beating to the nuts from Elliot, who was then aided himself by our good friend Brendel. I don't even know. Did someone pull you off of him? Like, were you in that much of a heat?
Yeah, I think Brendel actually had to pull Elliot off.
I did.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I kind of like backed you up enough that you felt like I was on your side, and then pulled you off.
Bro. So you guys beat this kid up, and he runs away.
I
You
like to use the
actually
term interrogate.
you saw him, and you got no information from them.
Enhanced.
Literally nothing. You saw him run back behind the high school, and he actually tripped and rolled down a hill, and you didn't hear anything of him. As any rational and wise person would do, you all headed to the guard outpost, where you did not say anything about the child in which you just assaulted.
Interrogated.
Instead, you proceeded to stick your nose in places where it doesn't belong and start asking the guards questions about their jobs. As you went in there, you met the head investigator for the House of Raynar, Kieran Perry, who is a very proud elf investigator, who informed you that he would not be working with you unless you proved something of value to him. So he sent you on your merry way. And after you left the guard outpost, you guys headed over to the town hall, where you finally got to where you were supposed to be, albeit an hour and a half late. You met the town mayor, William Mayer, an elf who has been trying for ages to try and bring peace between the high elves, or the elves of the city, and the common folk. As you got there, you learned that not only the guards, but him as well had also been alerted about the kid which you kindly interrogated.
Brendel loves the guy.
That kid was named Jeremy, and his father, Galen, just happens to be the basically the captain of the whole operation going on over at Beskol. It's a big deal, and he dispatched some guys off to go figure out what's happening. And you ended up in his office, having a nice conversation with him, and where he told you that you would be doing a short press conference in which a lot of very concerned town folk are looking to share their stories with you, so their voices can be echoed throughout the world.
And you remember our initiative order?
I have it written down. What I was
Nice.
doing was I had your initiative order, but I forgot to roll initiative for all the other people. So when I was like, hang on, I was doing initiative for everyone else. So where you
Can I
guys
ask a
left
question
off-
before we start?
No.
Fireball.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Thank you. Is Captain Galen a wood elf?
Yes.
Okay.
You haven't seen him yet, though. He's not around.
Okay, cool.
So let's just jump right into it. So where we left off is you guys swung open the double doors to the main room of the town hall. The second that you open the doors, you all rolled initiative. As this happened, you see probably just a giant outpouring of people who just instantly start babbling questions, comments, stories, conspiracies, all of them at you. And the second this door opens, you find you guys like completely immersed in this crowd. And so what is going to happen is this is going to be an encounter, but all of your attacks will not be funneled into your weapons. Instead, they will be funneled into your journalistic pencils of integrity. The goal of this encounter is to take as many people's stories down as possible without getting psychologically ruined by anxiety.
Anxiety.
So,
Brendel's a very emotional person. This
So
is going to be very
basically-
difficult.
so basically, the way it'll work is you guys are allowed to use any of your like regular attacks. You have to, you can use them as normal, but before you use them, you need to creatively explain to me how your attack works in a way that allows you to better take your current enemy's story down. Upon taking their entire story down, they will leave you alone. So imagine their hit points in this situation are not actually hit points. Their hit points are the words that need to be taken down for them to feel satisfied enough to leave you alone.
Okay, that's fun.
Hmm.
That's definitely not going to be aggravating.
I throw up in
Super
panic.
cool mechanic, asshole.
All right. So let's kick this off. So first person in the initiative is actually going to be one of the town folk. You're going to see there's an elf, and he kind of looks like this short little creepy elf. He's going to come basically straight at, let's see, he wants to go for Og.
Dios
Og.
mío.
He's going to roll a, oh shit. He just rolled a nat 20.
Dead.
Oh shit.
Bro, this man
Is
has
this
Wizard,
first
wizard,
person
wizard.
named? Is this person an experienced Karen?
he's just to say he's used to town halls.
Damn, this is gonna go just like Parks and Rec.
And
I was
like,
about to say this is full Parks and Rec energy.
I will also say that like for the sake of this encounter, they're like they each of them have stories, but I'll give you their stories and who they are after to keep things moving. So I assume that hits you, yeah?
Does a 20 beat my armor class of 12?
Yeah, absolutely. So he hits you for.
Oh, I shield. Wait, no, I don't shield.
Can
that
you?
would do nothing. I
Dude, you guys-
can, but I won't.
He hits you for 8 psychic damage.
Is this just taken from my hit points?
Yeah, it's going to be taken from your hit points.
You can die at a town hall.
I am about to already die at a town hall.
Keep in mind, this is psychic damage.
Is this some type of like statement on mental health awareness that you're trying to like do right now?
Yeah, that's
All
one of our
remember
sponsors.
below.
Our
For
sponsor
my
is
turn, I'd like to
Better-
give up
BetterHelp.
and just drift into the ether.
Oh shit. Okay. So Elliot, you're next. You're in the room. You're next to. There's like 2 tables next to you, and there's actually only one. It's a like human, and he's standing next to you, and he's kind of just barking words at you right now.
So
Sort of just like all you can hear until you start taking notes is just like. It's like Zelda.
I see. So he's in this scenario he has not quote unquote attacked yet.
No, but he's just talking.
All right. Elliot is gonna whip out his notepad and a quill, and he's going to adjust his Baron Doja post feather towards the front part of his helmet. He's gonna trudge
it.
up to this human townsfolk and inquire his story. He's gonna ask him to present his story in a calmly manner. And that's going to be so I just roll an attack?
Are you trying to aggro
Yeah.
the Karens?
Yeah,
I don't
roll
know how
your
this was
attack.
supposed to work because you phrase it like you phrase everything like an attack.
It will be like an attack, but you're attacking the notebook with his story.
All right, so I guess he's gonna just jot down furiously everything he says.
We'll see how well he jots down.
So do I make the roll?
Yeah, roll for it.
All right, what does a 13 get me?
Oh shit! A 13 gets you some words.
All right, do I care about my damage of my attack roll or whatever?
You absolutely do, because that determines how effective your note taking was.
10.
10.
I don't.
All right,
This is
all
very
right.
strange.
You get through about like 70% of his story.
Wow. Okay.
Dang.
Pass
Wow.
the grade.
Elliot. Wait. So am I just done with this person, or can I like repeat interaction with him later on?
Do you have a bonus, a second attack?
No.
Yeah, you're not done with him. He's still. You haven't gotten all of his story down.
Okay, I see. It's until we completed their story. I see.
Correct.
I see. Cool.
All right. What do
dope,
I
so-
learn anything, or do I wait till the end to get info?
So to keep you guys from forgetting and to keep the pace of things up, I'll give you all of the stories that you successfully take down. I'll tell you after the encounter's over. There'll be a little bit of time for that.
All right. For my roleplay purposes, how does this man look in terms of how is he feeling right now? Is he feel like he's being listened to? Is he feel like he's being ignored? What's going on?
He looks he's like, actually, you can see he's like a little bit of a grungy guy. He's got like sealskin pants on. He looks like he works down at some docks. He was pretty aggressive when he first started talking to you, and he actually seems to be calming down a little bit right now.
All right. Mind you, Elliot, it looks like a 13-year-old kid still, and he's like very attentive.
Okay, noted.
All right, but I guess that's the end of my turn. I run out of normal actions.
All right, so that's going to be, that is going to be the half elf, or not the half elf, the halfling. And he is actually right next to you. Bayro, did I say your name right for once?
It sounds beautiful. Yes.
Bayro,
Continue.
you're going to have to kneel down really deep.
Lovely.
You're going to have to kneel down really deep to get this full story.
Barrow doesn't kneel before anyone, but go on.
Does he squat instead?
All right,
Except for
so
Mark from the post.
He slightly bends over.
so this
Yeah.
halfling's, he looks like he's kind of, the middle class. He's got a tiny, cute little halfling suit that looks to be like custom tailored. And he is going to speak at you. Oh my fucking goodness, for a 22, bro.
Yes.
Speak at you
Keep
for
going.
22 minutes.
Why are all these townspeople just better than us?
Dude, I don't know. Apparently they've been like pent up for a while trying to get this out. All right.
I'm already ready to tweet about the Barandoja Post's loss intern group.
Dude, so he only hits you for 5 psychic damage.
Okay. That's kind of a lot, though. We're not that,
Yeah, I
not
almost
very
got
adult yet.
one
Wait, what?
shot.
Would I just would I fall to the ground weeping? Is that what we would do instead of like going unconscious? Like, how does this go? Because I'm gonna die soon.
Oh my god.
I think we all go
pass out-
barbarian rage.
You pass out of anxiety.
Okay, cool. All right, continue. Sorry.
Let's see who's next. So that is going to be, oh my freaking word. So then the next person who's going to come up to you is actually a dwarf, and he is also next to Elliot. So Elliot, he's going to roll to attack you.
All right.
Oh, he only rolls a 7.
All right.
That hits.
It does not hit. And
Does
I
he
actually
even get-
riposte him.
Wait, hold on, really quick before this happens. Are you actually letting his armor affect the to hit of these arguments and stuff?
Yeah, that's kind
Yeah.
of weird too.
Everything,
Because like, if this dude
everything-
literally gets fucking plot armor here, I'm gonna
everything.
attack him myself.
Are we nerfing Elliot right now?
Oh my god,
Against
don't
his
do it! Don't do it!
No,
Teacher,
his-
teacher,
If
what
I'm
about
taking,
the
I'm
homework?
taking everybody with me.
Your armor in this situation is your journalistic integrity.
So Elliot has the most right now.
Yes, you guys are freaking journalists and you're playing D&D, all right? I'm trying to make a fun way for you to battle, but not battle. So shut the fuck up.
Wait,
and
the
have fun.
boat? The boat is here. Journalistic integrity. Our
Yeah.
boat is
I
on
get in
the
the boat and I
premise.
sail the fuck
No,
away.
that's your armor class represents your journalistic integrity, and the higher it is,
No.
the better you are at avoiding being anxious.
No
Oh,
one dig
that
into
is
deep
not
on the
Elliot.
logic.
What the fuck?
Oh my
Yeah,
fucking
that
goodness.
sounds like the exact opposite of the roleplay scenario.
Wait,
Elliot
what
just-
is
He's
this?
the
All right,
most
all right.
frazzled.
All right.
What does a party
Let's
wife
get
look like?
going.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what does
dude.
what does riposte do?
Alright, when a creature misses
Counter
you with a
argument.
melee attack, you can use your reaction to extend
Hmm.
one superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against it. Basically, a dwarf, he's trying to come on to Elliot and give him a bunch of shit, but Elliot's going to basically sidestep that and come at him with sincerity.
Oh, all right. So
Ooh,
what do
love
you hit
that.
him for?
Alright, is this a normal attack? Expend, okay. It's a 22 to hit,
Damn. Well, obviously that hits.
and it's 8 damage.
8.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, dude. As the
Dude.
kids say, sheesh.
Sheesh.
This guy is looking like 8. Really? That's like pretty big. He's feeling about halfway through his story, and he's looking good.
Alright.
Dope. So the next in the order is going to be a it's another dwarf, and he actually he comes from the back, and he really wants to share his story with someone who is short and cuddly just like him. So in order to get to you, he actually jumps on a table and starts heading towards Og. Og, he is going to roll. He rolls a 5.
Okay, no, misses.
All right, dope. So next
Gotta
in the
check,
order,
gotta
next in the
check.
order is going to be Brendel.
Awesome.
Brendel, you are currently like just a little bit behind Og and Birio. So right now, Elliot is sort of fending off a human and a dwarf. Og is dealing with a dwarf and an elf. And Birio is currently next to an elf and a halfling. And you are actually don't have anyone who's like directly on top of you right now.
Awesome. I think I should move in defense of Og, as
Okay.
Og has been most deliberately attacked.
Buff me.
Are you gonna go for
Okay.
so there's an elf man next to him who's speaking aggressively, and there's a dwarf standing on a table next to him.
I think I'm gonna go for the elf.
All right, noted.
Just very quickly, how big is this room? Do you mind just giving me a little bit more information about the room?
Yes, the room is probably like 50 foot by 50 foot square. It's like a multi-function room right now. There are tables. Like it looks like it probably wasn't the best setup for this sort of like press conference town hall meeting. It looks more like they all rushed in here because they found out you were coming and wanted to share their stories.
So it's like the cafeteria,
Kind
and they
of,
like
yeah.
closed up the outside of it.
So there's like
That's why there's all these like lunch tables everywhere, and not just like a
Basically.
row of chairs.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna walk up to the elf gentleman and just say, "Sir, this is such an honor to meet you. If you would allow me, I'm going to just draw my pen, and I have like a dual function blade that also functions as a blade, and a pen, and pull my moleskin notebook out of my backpack, and I just okay, sir. Using the style of motivational interviewing that my father taught me to try to sell wool, how would you rate the effectiveness of this? And then I definitely use words and not my fucking longsword to fight him.
First
Yeah.
mistake.
First mistake.
Oh, why is it not letting me roll? Dang, come on now. Okay.
It's hard, like that. I'm struggling because I wrote all of their actual names down, but you don't know their names yet. So now I have to keep being like, oh fuck, what race are they?
I will learn your name, sir. Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. This is just disobeying me, and I have to show it who's boss very quickly.
That's fair.
Dude, show it who's boss quickly.
You're
All right.
really lucky I don't have Fireball yet here, Taylor. I would solve this puzzle so fast.
Dude,
It's a puzzle now.
Could you imagine? It's called, you cast a spell called Listening with 1,000 Ears.
I summon 1,000 clones of myself and they all go take notes.
There we go. Sorry about that, guys.
It's good, brother.
Oh shit!
What?
What'd you say?
Did he cut out for
Nice.
us too?
Yeah,
I got a net 20, gentlemen.
a nat 20, my brother. All right,
Yes,
do
sir.
your,
Here
do
comes
your
some.
writing.
I'm gonna write so well. Here it comes.
Phrasing.
That's rude.
Well, like a feather, a quill, and fancy parchment, and like gold letter ink. You know, all the bardic stuff.
Yeah. So I get 7 effectiveness of my motivational interviewing.
You get 7 effectiveness of your motivational interviewing. That's
Yes.
that's the critical hit.
That's the damage. Unfortunately, didn't roll very well.
It's okay, brother. It
I know.
It is what it is. All right. So Brendel, that'll be yours. You get a good chunk of words down. Bayro, you are up. You have a scrawny-looking elven blonde woman barking at you, and you have you actually have a halfling also next to you trying to get his story heard.
Yeah. I have a question. If I am not a human, will I be able to dictate notes?
You turn into a bird, you can tweet it.
It's true. If you turn into a bird, you can tweet it. If you can manage to turn into a bird that can speak, I'll let you memorize it, and then you can caw the words back to a scribe after.
I don't want to be a bird.
Sounds so convoluted.
Okay. And sorry. So I have to make like some type of physical attack in order to dictate the words, right? It's not just like a free roll we're getting on our turn.
It's basically like you can just reskin your attacks to be your weapon is now a pencil and pen.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Okay, fine. I'm going to.
But if you can make an argument as to why you might be better off for this job in animal form, I will listen to you because it's a weird encounter.
I won't do that.
I don't want your character be at a disadvantage because he might need to be an animal. I can say
okay.
You take wins with the force of an eagle, or take notes with the force of an eagle.
No, if he uses all 8 legs of a
okay.
spider to write down 8 stories at once.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna cast. If I cast something in front of me in a 20-foot cube, will I capture more people in it than just the the woman and the halfling in front of me.
How does the spell work?
It's just like a 20-foot cube, and then everyone in it has to make a dexterity saving throw.
I think just do it and we'll find
Absolutely.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna cast fairy fire in front of me, which will highlight any creature in front of me in a. I'm gonna choose blue light, and if they don't make a dexterity, if they don't pass the dexterity saving throw, then any creature attacking them has advantage.
Oh, snap.
And I'm gonna cast it, and I'll just say as I'm casting it, hello everyone. Yes, my name is Barrow. As you can see, the spotlight is on you, and I snicker a little bit as I cast the fairy fire in hopes to like put light on all of them. And we are all listening. We are lead reporters, and we are willing to hear out your story. I just want to console you and comfort you and reassuring that children are of extremely low nutritional value, and it's very unlikely that they are eaten and or missing from this plane of existence, and we will do our best to find them. And I cast the fairy fire on them. So the check is 13. Dex check of 13 for them.
13?
Yep.
You had a
Alright.
little Destiny going in there.
You did.
Fuck, dude.
So the halfling, you rolled a 3.
Cool.
But the elf woman, she rolled a 17.
Okay, cool. Did I get anyone else in it?
No.
I guess I was trying to place it in a way that I would get a bunch of people, but
You're kind of
Yeah.
there where you are is you're sort of like towards the back of the pack, so the rest of them are in the middle of the room.
damn.
I mean,
okay.
realistically, right now, Og and Brendel are kind of like in the heat of it, and Elliot and Bayro you guys are kind of on the sides, each dealing with 2.
Yeah, that's what we do. We let the wizard take aggro, right, guys?
Yeah.
I was
Okay,
the one deciding
fuck
what
it.
was-
Imagine this is sort of like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, when they are outside of the Black Gates and they're just surrounded by the orc army, except this is just a bunch of upset city members.
Okay.
You've got away with words. Why is your character not a monk?
All right, so let's do this. Ooh, nice. Alrighty, where is she? So another elf woman in a purple dress. She's actually going to approach you, Brendel. She is going to roll to share her story. Oh my word.
Listen, I am here to, imbibe your story. Please tell me everything.
She has dark, like brown hair, and she's wearing just like a very, very tight, like red, like silk dress.
That was purple.
Or yeah, sorry.
I will get you through
I
this.
meant purple. I was thinking of the material, and then I forgot to say red. or
Material
purple.
red.
I was thinking of like what material it wanted to be. I was like, does it want to be like satin or does it want to be silk? But she also
Latex.
100% has a severe case of RBF. That's resting
know what
in
that-
place.
Resting Brendel fiance.
She rolls an 11.
I like that one. It sounds good.
Let's see here. That will not hit me.
Jeez Louise. Okay. All right. Well, that is going to be her turn because that's all she can freaking do. All right. Next.
Please
person.
don't leave. I do want to know everything about you. Every single thing.
Oh no, Brendel's going to heat again.
Either that or that other gentleman whose story I started taking down. Either her or him. One of them's marrying me.
Uh-oh.
Both. It's fine. Nope, just one.
Brendel's so confused right now.
All right. Dope. So you see, so Elliot, you get approached by another person. This time it's
Oh,
actually
shit.
an elven man.
Okay.
He's wearing just like a dark gray suit.
Question: How is he interacting? Because Elliot's really short. He's not like Og short, but he's like probably definitely down only at waist height for the elf man.
He gets down on his knee because he really wants you to hear his story.
Or Elliot is actually like really appreciative of that. And you can see in his face how he's like just really stoked that someone is actually trying to communicate with him face to face.
Yeah. The second he gets down on his knee, you can see it's an elf. He's wearing like a suit, but he's also got like he's got like the patches on his elbows. Like professor patches on his elbows. What is that called?
Professor Patches.
Professor Patches. Let's just leave it at that and call him Professor Patches. He gets down to share his story with you, and he rolls a 22.
It hits.
Okay. Dang, Professor Patches is bringing the fire.
Professor Patches might seem like a nice guy, but he comes and he spits some fire. And he starts explaining his story to you in the midst of the human and dwarf who are also next to you, and he rolls a 5.
All right. So question. The quote unquote damage he's doing right now is basically the mental fatigue that Elliot will be experiencing in this moment, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you're representing right now.
So he hits, and then Elliot parries.
Okay. Can you just turn it right back?
No, so what it does is that if I take damage from an attack, specifically this is melee, but I think in this scenario I'm just turning all the interactions into attacks. I can reduce the damage by a 1d8 plus 3.
Jeez Louise, so you're just going to take nothing.
Yes.
He takes 0 damage.
Wow. All right. I will say he's a little bit taken aback that you seem to be completely unfazed by his kind gesture of getting down on his knees.
Elliot is definitely very happy that he is willing to talk face to face. He's just not overwhelmed.
You might want to reciprocate such a gesture when it comes your turn, otherwise he might get angry.
That makes sense.
Alrighty, so let's go. All right, next up is going to be this is going to get a little bit spicy. There's another elven man who jumps up on the table next to the dwarf.
Why is everyone jumping on the table?
Because it's just the way it is. You're crowded by people, and it's the only way to get to you. Og, he's going to go for you, but he's actually going to push the dwarven man off of the table to get in your way. And he starts talking to you. He's going to roll a 19.
Kill me.
All right. Oh, well, that's only going to be a 4.
Only a 4. I'm still dead.
You're down?
Dude, yeah. The first lady, wiped me out.
So this elven man gets on the table and starts sharing his story with you. And Og, in the midst of all of this, you look up at him and you sense just like the worst anxiety attack you've ever had coming on. You get lightheaded and your ears start ringing and you just completely pass out.
This reminds me of Professor Patch's lectures.
Professor Patches is on his knee and he just looks over.
He was my healing teacher.
My God.
All right. Well, it was fun playing with you guys. I'll roll up a new character. I'll be back in like 30, 40 minutes.
I will also say if you guys would like to, you're allowed to heal him. And what that involves is you need to go over to him and do your best job counseling him through this tough moment as you possibly can.
So it's like a medicine check.
All right, so this is going to be back to the top of the order now, to the initial elf, and he is now going to go for you, Brendel.
Oh God! Oh, not Og! Og! Oh, I was distracted. This person.
He rolls a 16.
That will hit me. Right in the heart. Right in the heart. You're getting me right in the heartstrings, man. Oh God!
You for 4.
I mean, I'm slightly affected, but I'm okay.
Dope. Okay, Elliot, you're up next. You are now sort of facing a...
Actually, wait, hold up. Is he? Because I haven't gone yet.
Yeah, well, you're. Oh wait,
And I make death saving throws, or
I
whatever
forgot.
the
I
equivalent
forgot.
would be.
I forgot. You're up. I forgot you had to make a death saving throw.
Okay.
Okay,
Do your
let's see
thing.
how to do this.
Your mental saving throw.
Yeah, let's
You
see if I
actually would have
can.
been up next anyways, so that worked out well.
Where do you make a death save? I guess you just roll a die. Okay,
No, there's. Yeah, then you just mark it.
it's a 10, which I think passes, even though an 11 should pass it because that's how 50-50 works. So I passed
Don't-
one.
Don't fight God.
I'm a wizard. I'm going to fight God. That is my goal. Or I'll die before I can.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool. So
one
that's
done.
one pass.
Dope.
Now it is
There we
back
go.
to now it's back to Elliot.
All right. Elliot is going to face Professor Patches.
Professor
Look
Patches?
him dead in the eye, and yeah, we don't know his name at all, right?
You
His
don't.
name is Professor Patches.
You,
Alright.
as you take his story down, you will learn more.
All right. Well, okay. All right. So he's going to just Elliot's going to focus on Professor Patches. So he's going to go and jot down, switch his focus for a little bit, and jot down as much of his story as he can.
Okay, gangster.
That's an 18 to hit,
That absolutely hits.
and it's an 11 to notes.
What?
11 to notes.
Oh, 11 to notes. My man. You get his full story down.
Do I get any DLC?
What did you say?
Do I get any DLC?
Yeah, you get some DLC. So
Ooh.
upon taking his story, you learn that he actually
Downloadable
came
content?
Here, he actually came here with his wife tonight.
Yes.
His wife is in the corner of the room and she's not engaging with the schmuckery. But you learn that him and his wife, they're named Mr. and Mrs. Bouge. And in their story, they explain to you that their son, Drake, has gone missing while he was down at the docks in front of Lake Lyle. And Mr. Bouge seems to be satisfied with your journalistic abilities,
Integrity.
and he walks out of the room with his wife. That is one down.
Amazing. Well, that will be the end of Elliot's turn.
Beautiful. Okay, so next up is going to be the halfling who is standing next to Bayro.
No.
Yes, and he is going to roll to attack you. Oh, it's a critical failure.
Eat.
Wait, so what does a critical failure do in this scenario?
In this scenario, he sounds like he's having a stroke. He's like,
Wait, how about he sounds like he's having a good time?
sir,
Trying to
what-
relate the
what?"
story of his kidnapped
Actually,
son.
I'll give you.
If your goal is to record his story and he starts having a stroke, and like that sounds like it would do more damage to Bayro than a success.
He's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I let
Okay.
him stroke out.
Oh no.
on his critical fail, I will say that because interestingly enough, on his critical fail, you catch a couple details about his story, something about his two sons, but that's all you can hear.
Okay.
Then the next up is going to be the dwarf who is next to Elliot. Elliot, he's going to roll to speak at you, and he saw how effectively you took Mr. Bouge's story, so he is very anxious to be the next one up. He rolls a 5.
That misses completely.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
So his story clearly falls on deaf ears. He's just not talking loud enough. It's just not working out for you. Next person in line is going to be Brendel.
All right. So Brendel just like takes a glance around the room and he just like, I'm gonna get through to these people. Here I go. I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be great. and he just like steels himself and like
and
guards his heart, and just quickly with his pen jots down a note. It like starts to try to take down the notes of the person in front of him. He actually brings out a much smaller pen because it feels more light and agile, and like he can use it better.
Yo, do you want to take so there are actually two elves next to you. There's the lady who's wearing the purple dress, and then there's
The hot one with resting Brendel fiance face.
absolutely. You take her story down.
Wait, RBFF?
That'll be an 18. Oh shit! That'll be an 18 to notate.
An 18?
Yes.
That absolutely
Misses.
Sorry, hold on. I'm gonna turn off this light. It's not working for me. Great. Let's roll some note taking. Oh, 4.
4?
I'm really not making a good impression on her. Yeah, it was for 4.
Yeah, you're really not, unfortunately. You get through like 4 words of her story. Unfortunately.
I really do care. I'm sorry. I'm a slow writer. I write slow, but I promise I'll do it justice.
The only thing that you make out from her story is she says human, and she sounds angry when she says that word.
Human.
Oh shit, she's racist against me. No.
So next up is actually going to be Bayro. And cool. Bayro, you are still next to the halfling who you have advantage on for future attacks, and the elf woman.
Yep, I'll attack the halfling who I have advantage on, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the cantrip Thorn Whip, which creates a long vine-like whip, and I'm gonna pull him closer to me so I could listen to his story very intently.
Wow.
And record so with detail. I rolled a 18 to hit.
You rolled an 18? Absolutely.
To hit? Fuck, dude. I only got 1.
You got 1? Wait, don't you have an advantage? Or is that only on the...
Well, not just a hit, not on anything to do with damage.
Oh my word. It really shows that you're interns in this situation.
Bro, all I do is turn into animals.
Dude, turn into a freaking animal. I will let you use your animal powers.
Turn into an 8-legged spider and take down 8 notes at one time.
Your note-taking style is inspired by the animal in which you choose to form into.
Elephant.
That being said...
Wait, no.
What?
For my bonus action, I will turn into a giant hyena. And before I do so, I say, listen, friends, what you're about to see has nothing to do with my note-taking ability. Please continue to share said story. I am listening. And then as I do that, I morph into a hyena.
Hold on, Chad, just real quick. Just because you made a big point about it before, your character's meta hyena.
Is what?
You made a point about like only changing into animals that your character has seen.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Hyena?
Oh, snap. Has he seen a hyena?
I assume that would be one of the only things he has seen since he grew up in the deserts of Rallia.
Oh, good point.
I'll let you use that.
Otherwise, I'd be a fucking bear, bro.
What's the hyena advantage to taking notes? Like, what sort of hyena aspect do you funnel into these notes?
The aspect of the hyena that is super helpful is that I let out a hyena laugh while notating that just graces the ears of my storytellers with a sense of ease and calm. We need to find the children.
No. Can you describe a hyena to us?
Can you do a hyena
it's
laugh,
like
please?
A cat. Like a big cat
Em-
type
empathetic
Please
thing.
do a
laugh.
hyena laugh.
Yes, please do.
Wait,
I mean, if you're gonna be turning to animals, you're gonna have to expect us to make you
You
act the part.
I've never watched a hyena video, so.
Dude, they're not even cats.
They're more lupus than anything else.
Dog. Dog,
onwards.
then.
Onwards.
Man's best friend, bro.
There you go.
The woman standing next to you, the elf woman, she, for whatever reason, believes every word you say about you being better at note taking, and she starts just like viciously spewing her story at you. And she rolls a, dear God, it's a 4.
Fuck
With-
yeah, dude. Miss me with that bullshit.
Absolutely nothing. Alrighty, so next up in the order is the Bryant, the elf who was on the table, who was actually yelling down at Og. He jumps off of the table and he approaches you. Man, Elliot,
Right.
you're just getting so fucked with words right now. It's crazy.
Doing a great job though.
He only rolls a 5, dude. Your ears are impenetrable.
All right.
Meanwhile, I'm yelling at Og. I'm coming for you, buddy. Next time. I'm coming for you. I'm running.
All right. So I am going to riposte his miss in order to avenge Og.
Oh, snap. Okay. Ooh,
All right.
so
I want to
weird.
jot down his story. He's okay. So I'm imagining that there's still another elf and a dwarf already trying to talk to Elliot. So he's facing those two.
Yeah, so
but
so there's a human. It's a human and a dwarf, and the elf is right next to you.
all right, and the elf coming from behind to the side. I'm not really sure where this guy happened.
He's kind of to your side now because he was originally talking to Og.
All right.
And now Og passed out, so he decided to move on to you. He
All
jumped
right.
off the table to come down and see you.
So I am going to say that when he jumps down to try to communicate with Elliot, he probably thinks that Elliot isn't paying attention to him because his back is turned towards him. So he starts telling his story, thinking full intention that he's not going to get any word heard. But Elliot is going to turn around and then reveal to him that he rolled a 13.
What? Wait, oh, that's to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that hits for sure.
All right.
I thought that was like 13 damage. I was like, shit.
He takes 11 damage.
Wow. Okay.
Dang. All right, son.
You
Here
you take a good chunk of this guy's story down. You hear what you can hear from now is you hear something about his son Brockamir and a tailor. But that's all you can hear of his story.
Oh,
right
wait a second. I forgot to add the actual superiority or die damage.
now. Okay.
So hold on. Add another 4 to that, so it's 15 total.
All right, my dude, you take this guy's whole story down. In the process, you learn that this elf, his name is Mouth, and he has a son who's named Brock Amir.
Okay.
And his son actually went missing after he took his Letterman jacket to go see the halfling tailor, and that was the last time he was seen. Mouth, as he tells you his story, is fairly certain that the halfling tailor has something to do with his disappearance.
All right, Halfling Tailor. Cool. And yeah, it's a full story written down. 2 stories.
Gang, third. Og, that's gonna be you.
Damn. Still have to just roll.
It'll be okay.
Dude, 2 10s in a row.
Hey, you're almost back.
Like,
Almost
those are.
breaking back.
So here's the thing, those
On
are
your-
technically passes, but I think it was supposed to be like a 50-50 chance of succeeding or failing. But if that's the case, then a 10 should fail. So, like, if that was a mistake, I'm absolutely riding high on it right now.
All right, so
Yeah.
I want to look it up. Indeed,
If you get 3, then you take a Xanax and you go back to interviewing.
Are you kidding me, dude? I'm just
Super
gonna.
loaded.
I'm still just gonna play dead. You guys can do this interview.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you take a Xanax, then you have to do con rolls to see if you get addicted to benzos.
Oh, man.
That's true.
We don't
That's
want another
true.
low in.
Oh my god. And the
Back in
viewers
the
don't know who that
day.
is. Oh, by the way, it is 10 or higher, so you're doing good.
There you
Cool.
go.
No, I knew it's a 10 or higher. I
Doing
just
good,
think that,
man.
like, I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, thinking that that was a 50-50.
I think they did it on purpose.
I think they did it to give it a slight advantage to the.
You think
to the
they meant a
player.
55?
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
basically, just because it's more fun if you're more likely to live.
That's not how I feel getting bludgeoned
Okay.
to death by Karens
Words.
yelling at me.
I'm calling you Manny and you.
All right.
No.
Dope. So that is going to be. Oh, okay. So it's actually gonna be the human next to Elliot. Elliot's getting all the action right now, just the way this lines up.
Sexy.
He's doing a great job.
There's a human standing next to you, Elliot.
Come on,
This is the
teenager.
guy. This is the guy who was standing next to you, who has kind of like fisherman-looking gear on.
Yeah.
He rolls. Ooh, he rolls an 18.
That manages to land.
Well, the good news for you is that it only does 4 damage.
All right. I'll take that 4 damage.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alrighty. So the next person in the order is going to go back up to the elf who is standing next to you. Oh wait, no, just kidding. Sorry. It's going to go to the woman who's standing next to you, Brendel, and she's going to go.
We
for
can
it.
work this out.
She's going for it again, and she's going to roll a D&D Beyond. She rolls an 11.
See, I knew you didn't want to hurt me. We're here to get together, and we're gonna. I'm listening close, and I'm gonna take down all of this information, and we're gonna find those kids.
Did that hit?
No,
Oh,
I was trying to roleplay a miss.
Yeah, I know. I could tell.
Okay, why did you fucking ask?
I wanted to make sure. I imagined it didn't. Right. You know what?
You wanted to disrespect you.
For that, the next person up is he's an elf, and he's gonna start speaking right at you. And that is
Tell me again.
22
Okay.
to hit.
That misses.
Bullshit.
Yes, it is bullshit. Yes, you are correct this time.
He hits you for 4.
Oh, I understood her a little bit, but sir, would you please be a little kinder in the way you speak to me? I know this is a tense time, but I am also just a man. I'm a man, just like you.
That
Perhaps
sounds
we
way
could
more
find
than 4
love together.
damage.
He looks at you, and then he looks at Og passed out on the floor, and you can see in his eyes that he's debating just going and telling Og his story, even though Og's passed out. Okay, Elliot.
I understand.
Elliot, it's back up to you. You've got a dwarf and you've got a human. The dwarf is sort of back up against the table, and the human is speaking his speak.
I've already taken down part of the human's story, right?
You've taken down part of both of their stories, actually. Or maybe it
Oh.
was someone else who was closer to you, but they both have their stories partly taken down.
All right. Well, I remember the dwarf trying to speak to me directly last, so Elliot is going to go and focus on the dwarf. Mr. Greatbeard, please tell me your story. I am really glad to represent the Baron Doja Post and take down any information that you have and any grievances you have with this current horrendous situation. And that's going to be a 22 to hit.
Ooh, that obviously works.
And that's going to be a 9 for notes.
Wow. Okay. Elliot is the supreme finisher in terms of taking people's stories down.
Free for
Um,
free.
You
The
take
real
his-
calling for you is journalism. Way to
Heck
Heck
go.
yeah,
down.
dude.
And you actually learn. Excuse me. Let me get his freaking story down.
Just another Anderson Cooper we got here,
Oh.
brother.
So you take a story down. This guy's name, this dwarf's name is Joran.
Joran.
And all he does is he just tells you that he hates Bernard for
Oh.
stealing his wife and his stepdaughter. And he points over to Bernard, who is actually sort of like standing in the back of the room.
Is Bernard a human?
He's a human.
Is this relating to, what is it, 69 Shades of...
You don't know, but you can maybe assume that it might have something to do with it.
All right, so I'm
All
not
he
allowed...
All he said was he sounded pissed and that he hates him.
All right. Joram hates Bernard. Get it. I got it.
Why is he even attending this thing?
Yeah.
You have to get it out somehow.
Elliot's a little taken aback about the randomness of the story, but he's about it. He understands. He listens.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And as you do, Joran goes, "Hah!" and then sort of plops down. He like pushes the table out of his way and he walks out of the room, just completely glaring at Bernard the whole time.
All right.
So the next up in the order is going to be the halfling standing next to Bayro. And actually, there hasn't been an opportunity to use it, but I'll allow Cleave Rule for this tip too. So you can have some overflow note taking. No one's needed to use it yet because you've hit exactly so far. Bayro. Little short man
Yes.
is gonna start speaking words at you. He rolls a 5.
No good.
Alrighty. Some of his story's good. Okay, dope. Brendel, the dwarf who got pushed off of the table by the elf, he finally recovers and he actually gets back up and he starts coming over to you to speak.
Welcome, sir.
He rolls.
Tell me your story.
He rolls a 20.
Oh, goodness! I am so sorry you've gone through that. That hit me.
And
Solidly in the heart.
It is only a 3 damage.
I mean, not so solidly and not so directly over the heart, but you'll
Okay.
get what my drift.
Okay. It's actually your turn now too, Brendel. So you can reciprocate this kind gesture right back at him if you'd like. But you also are, at this point, you have 3 people trying to share their stories with you. You have a lady in the tight purple dress. You have the scrawny, smart, but creepy looking elf. And you also have a sort of like stocky looking dwarf.
Okay. And Simon, how much? You just have 1 saving throw so far, or 2?
2.
You have 2 down. Okay. I'm gonna play the odds that you would probably go down again right away if I rose you up. So I'm going to continue taking notes.
I agree with that. If I can do
Your
this,
emotional
my turn.
resilience.
He's just writing. He just
Too
looks over
weak.
his shoulder, thinks for 2 seconds, and then goes back to, what was that?
I'm gonna continue with resting Brendel fiance.
Yeah, man, you're really into this woman's story.
And I'm gonna pull out my larger PC.
You cut out. What did you
and-
just pull out?
We
So I
just
just
heard it
pulled
was
out my. It's massive throbbing pen.
Oh no, it's a living pen.
And I roll a 9.
A 9 doesn't hit, unfortunately. You guys, for whatever
Oh.
reason, it's just like you're just disconnecting on every single level. It's like she tries to talk to you, but then you try and talk at the same time, and it's awkward. And Just like nothing can seem to get through between the two of you.
But maybe, what do you do for fun? Oh, this is right. This is about your children. Oh goodness, you're so beautiful. Oh God.
And the sad thing is that you actually have like a good chunk of her story already written down. It's just like you just can't close, man. You just absolutely
I'm
cannot.
so close.
Bayro,
if I were only a little bit older.
Yes. I now in hyena form will look at the halfling in front of me and look him in the eye with my tongue out, kind of wagging a little bit, and will circle 2 or 3 times and lay down very relaxed in front of him and look him in the eye, kind of at his level, and I will bite my pen in an attempt to listen to his story in a very calming manner and take notes.
Want us to do some with that?
And what happens?
Please hold.
Your story is very important to us.
It really is.
Oh, fuck yeah, brother. A 25.
Oh shit, it absolutely worked. Absolutely.
Yeah, I got nat 20, son.
Hey,
yes.
All right, take this man's story. He's ready.
Double up that note taking.
This is the moment we find out that Bayro is ambidextrous.
Could you remind me? I'm doing this manually because I have to use the hyena stat block. But you double the base damage and then add like the modifier to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So let's see here. Oh my goodness gracious. I got a 27.
Damage?
Yes.
Oh
my gosh.
So he's written down the entire biography.
Yeah, so this is what's gonna happen. Holy shit. So Bayro, you're in like close enough proximity to Brendel that your 27 is able to get you all of the halfling story in front of you. You learn that the halfling in front of you, his name is Mr. Curtis. He's actually the operator of the Curtis and Sons store. He tells you that his sons Harry and Boris went missing one night after they had left the shop. He recalls seeing elves outside of the shop that night. Additionally, the elven woman next to you. Holy shit! Let me do the math here. Oh my word! You're so lucky. Half the people already had like half their stories taken down next to you. The woman next to you, you actually learned that her name is Mrs. Brinklehoff, and she actually tells you that she recalls seeing a short dwarven-like figure creeping through her yard one night.
Okay.
Her and Mr. Curtis both actually leave the room. They don't leave together because one of them's an elf and one of them's a halfling, and they would never be seen living together. So they wait. Interestingly enough, you're kind of eavesdropping over the conversation that is attempting to be had between Brendel and the tight purple dress lady. And she's actually close enough that you pick up the last part of her story and you jot it down. You learn that her name is Lady Veronica, and that her daughter went missing one night after she spent the night at her friend's house. Her friend's name was Jess. And you get her story, and she bounces as well. Wow, this is truly incredible. There are 3 more left. And 2 of you, one of you is down.
Dang, way to go.
Yeah, bro, you just like swept the floor.
Dang, I didn't even know how you got 27 damage.
I don't
know.
Admittedly, I don't. I thought I was going to close with Lady Veronica, but I mean, I understand. She's
I
also a
rolled a-
lady, so there must be a lord.
I rolled
you
a
know why?
2d6 but got 6s. So
Please. The reason why he was able to take her notes so much is because he's also an elf, and he just swooped in, and actually the last part of her story just said "I love you" to Bayro.
what?
Yeah, Brendel, you.
Oh my god!
You
God.
got stolen.
It
I
happens
laugh in
everybody. It
hyena.
happens.
All right,
with-
so boom, boom. So many stories being taken. Og, that's you for your final saving throw.
All right. Let's see how that goes. Nope. Failure.
Ah, Og,
I think I overheard part of that story and it killed me a little bit
are you just
inside.
hyperventilating into a brown paper bag?
I'm desperately like trying to find something furry to like, because whenever I'd get stressed before, I would just bury my face in Mogo's side, but like there's no Mogo and I need something. So yeah.
I run up to you.
Brendel's
It's a
like,
hyena.
"Have a big old beard."
You
Yeah.
brought him as a hyena.
Yeah, Bayro.
He didn't
That's
see you
it.
transform. He just thinks it's an actual wild hyena.
Okay. Dope. So, geez, I'm trying to. There's so many people in this that I have to remember who is not involved anymore. Wow. Okay, so that goes all the way down to the human who's next to you, Elliot. He is not finished with you yet. And noticing how many people's stories are getting through, he really wants his to be heard.
Elliot's there for it. He rolled a what?
14.
That does not land.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh my word.
You have a 15 AC?
No.
He is a 14.
No.
How does
He's got a 16. Shit.
that higher? Fuck off, mate. All right. Jeez Louise. That goes all the way to the top and back to the elf standing next to you, Brendel. He is going to go for the explanation of his story. 22.
He connects emotionally with me.
Yeah, that's 5.
That definitely made me feel something that I haven't felt in quite a while. Just like the love for his children.
Taco Bell.
To be clear, you don't know if he has children or not, but
In theory, I'm assuming because I haven't been able to take down his story yet.
you're assuming, yeah. You feel deep emotional regret that this man is pouring his soul out to you and you just can't handle it mentally.
He's actually describing to me the story of dropping kids off after the pool after going to Taco Bell.
What a heinous scheme.
Elliot, you're up.
All right. Elliot, he's going to face the human in, was it seal pants?
Yep.
And try to take down the last bit of his story. I don't want to assume that you are a fisherman, but I would be certainly glad to take down any tales you have of the sea and anything relevant to the ongoing cases of missing children.
Okay, all right.
And he's gonna write with the ferocity that allows him to roll a 8?
Oh, an 8 absolutely does it. Except the only problem is you've cleared out your half of the area, so you can't cleave into anyone because you got to move.
No, that's an 8 to hit.
Oh, an 8 to hit? Oh, no, shit. Sorry, that doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Pretend you didn't hear a thing.
I was even getting prepared to tell you his story. Damn, what a sad.
Elliot is like
moment
trying
for
to like
you.
hone in on the story, but it doesn't make any sense to him. He's just kind of like mind fucked right now. He's like, what?
Yeah. All right.
It's like Charlie Brown's parents.
Literally. Brendel does a 5 hit. You've got a dwarf trying to talk to you.
I feel like it's like somebody trying to like poke me in the leg, but I have like a leg brace on, so it doesn't. I don't actually feel it.
You're absolutely
Very
right.
specific metaphor.
All right, that's actually your turn. So Brendel, you have a You have an elf and a dwarf next to you, both trying to get their stories heard. Who do you want to listen to?
I'm gonna go for the elf, and I'm just gonna say, "Sir, you're a beautiful elf, and I care about your story. Listen close. Tell me details. Here we go." And I rolled a 17.
That absolutely works.
Great. 4.
A 4?
Yep, for note taking.
4. Beautiful. So as you take down his notes, you hear a little bit more of his story. All you hear coming from him is you just hear like disgust coming from his voice, but you don't have the full story about like what he's disgusted with yet.
Oh.
So then that's going to be Pharaoh. You're up. You
Yes.
currently don't have anyone next to you. What you do see though is you see a human next to Elliot, who Elliot seems to be trying to take his story, and then you've got Brendel, who's facing a two-front battle here with the elf and the dwarf.
And you see Og, who didn't disappear or anything.
And you
He's on the
definitely
ground.
see Og, who's still there.
Og is thinking about getting up though, right?
Is he?
Can he? Will he?
Did the people that were talking to him that's who Elliot's talking to right now?
I think
Elliot's
they're
only talking to one guy.
Oh, okay. I'll go help Brendel then.
All right, so you want to go for it. The elf is the one who Brendel just went for, and then there's another dwarf there next to him too.
I'll go up to the dwarf, and I will come up to the tiny man and nudge my way between like his body and his arm, so that I'm kind of like under his under like the gap in between his body, so I'm kind of like a dog underneath him, and look at him and will bite onto my pen and begin note taking as his dog friend underneath his shoulder, like that.
Dope.
Let's see. Sometimes things are just too good to be true. I got a nat 1.
Wow, beautiful.
Nice.
Absolutely beautiful. It looks like you left your ink over on the other side of the room.
And he doesn't like dogs.
Yeah, and he absolutely is allergic to dogs. Let's see here, Luis. That all actually goes all the way down to Og. You will be up.
Okie dokie.
Come on, Augie.
Let's see if I can stand. Oh wait, no, I can't just mark it off. I have to roll first. Ha. Dude, it did that thing that it always does, where it hits the side and gets stuck, and like it's rolled an 11 up top. I can see, but then it's decided it's a 4. So anyway, that's a failure.
Mm-mm.
Oh my word! This is
2
terrifying.
and 2, neck and neck.
Oh,
you
somehow
guys,
mental breakdown.
you guys can't pretend you care now. You guys have been ignoring me for
He's
3
gonna have
turns.
So much psychological damage.
I'll help you this turn, you little brat.
All right, Elliot, the human next to you, ramps up his storytelling because you're the only person next to you, and he says, "Why do you not hear me?" He rolls a 21.
Oh, it hits.
He's talking loud. Oh wait, hang on, I rolled the wrong dice.
That's a big oof.
He hits you for 5.
I'll just take the 5 damage.
All right.
If Elliot feels really bad for laying down this man, but he is gonna get his story somehow.
Yeah, absolutely will. So that's back to the top of the order. The elf, the creepy short little elf man, he turns to he actually is going to turn to Bayro because he notices that you're an elf as well, and he thinks he might have better luck getting you to listen to him. And he
Yes.
rolls a 20, not nat.
Okay. I don't think I
And
need to say anything.
ferociously,
Yes.
ferociously speaking at you with 5.
Okay, cool. I hyena laugh and realize that it's not comforting. And it's actually offensive.
Okay. That is going to be Elliot. You're up. You only have the human next to you.
All right. Well, we're gonna jot down this story. The last thing Elliot does.
All right, drop that shit, brother.
All right. Does a 20 hit?
20 obviously hits.
All right. This is a 10 to notes. Is there any more story left after 10?
You hit 10.
Mm-hmm.
You get this guy's story. Finally,
All right.
it lands. You learn that this man, his name is Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
He is actually the father of Jess, who went missing after she went to a sleepover at Elaine's house. He's also he also like runs the dockyards.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Dope. So that leaves
Is there anyone else nearby?
no one else nearby you. You wouldn't be able to cleave through.
No, or anyone that's in possible movement distance to wrap this up a little faster.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could move back towards. There's the 2 guys who Brendel and Bayro are now taking notes for.
All right. Elliot is going to move towards them and then use action surge.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I get one more attack action.
Okay.
And,
so closest to you is the elf.
All right. And is the elf now sandwiched between Brendel and Elliot?
Basically, yeah.
All right. It's flanking.
I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm. All right. And
You're
how
not
much of
gonna
his
need it.
how much of his story has been taken down?
Most of it.
All right. Well, that'd be a 24 to hit,
Oh well, yeah. Duh.
and that would be a 9 for story.
That does the do. So you take down all of his story, and you take down even a little bit of the dwarf's story. You get him going out of the way. You learn that this guy's name is his name's Morose.
Morose?
This elf is, yes, and he's actually one of the top sorcerers.
That's a real sad name.
For the Fae finders.
For the Fae.
Yeah,
you
he's
know who
super
Fae
down in the
Finders is?
dumps.
All he tells you is that he just believes that the common folk are the reason that people are disappearing. And he
All right.
just
Well, that's
blames it
kind of
on them.
rude, but all right.
He also tells you that he thinks that they're disgusting scum.
Okay.
And then he walks off. As you do this, the last person in the room is the dwarf, and he actually sees that you guys chose to take the elf's story over his, and he just looks up at you and just says, "I fucking knew it wasn't worth it. Screw you!" And then he walks out the room without even telling you any of his story.
Wow.
And that, my friends, is your first journalistic encounter.
That was a very hefty
Hopefully
encounter.
first and only.
I rush over to Og, and this may not be canonical, but I imagine he has the same hair and facial hair as Simon, and I brush them gently away from his eyes and mouth, and I just cast Cure Wounds, but I just say, in your own time, Og, this was a harrowing experience, and it's time for a debrief. When you're ready, tell me about what you're going through.
How much does Cure Wounds do before I stop hyperventilating?
Cure Wounds does, I think it's like 1d8 plus 3. It does 1d8 plus 3.
Wow.
I should just roll that for you because
Yeah, I'll let you roll it.
my size. Yeah, that'll be 5. Here we go.
5 total.
5 total.
All right. Fly.
Sorry, I meant 17.
Total?
Okay, guys, that was harrowing,
I'm
but
just
I'm
fully
ready.
lying.
I'm ready to do this.
As you say that, you guys hear from the other side of the room. You see William Mayer walk in, and he just says, "Well, that seemed to be a little bit of a debacle, but I'm quite proud of you boys for taking everyone's stories down. I mean, surely, short of getting Gundren's story, he's a little bit of a hothead, so can't blame him for it. But maybe you shouldn't have left him till the end. Either way, good, a solid first day, I would say."
That's what the
Thank
Baron Doja
you.
post is about.
Yes, Og, you look to have some sweat dripping from your brow. Are you okay, sir?
I will be soon. I just need to. I need to eat. I need to rest.
Ah,
I don't
yes.
know what I need. I need something.
Well, considering how late it is, why don't you head on over to the Dianara? When you're there, you can go and check in with Janine, and she'll get you boys hooked up with a room over at Cozy Cat. And don't worry about it. Payment's already been secured from Baron Doja Post. You guys will get to stay for free.
Well, would you look at that?
Um,
They're actually paying for something. All right.
and he just tells you, he says, so why don't you boys head out? I'll get an intern to do the cleaning here and get everything all tidy up. And you guys go on and check in with her, grab a room, maybe, take notes or share notes on what you guys have learned. And he points from like the door of the room towards like the outside. And he says, the Dianar is that way. And he points sort of like out the room to the left to the Dianara.
All right. Well, if anyone has any instructions, I guess we just go there, right?
I go there.
You go there.
I also go there.
So you guys walk out.
There we are. Doing the things.
Back out through the main sort of like plaza. The Dianara is like this small little like corner cafe that's right on the edge of the plaza. You guys walk in there. It's like a long and narrow room. There are booths that line the windows. There's a bar top that basically mirrors the booths on the other side that extends like the full length of the room. On top of the tables, you can see that there's like these jars, and they're full of like fireflies, and they're just like lighting the booths in the room. Behind the bar, you can see that there's a half-orc chef who just looks to be cooking some sort of a stew. And you also see one person who just looks to be completely like drunk and passed out in one of the booths.
Is that Schmonnery?
It's not Schmonnery. It's someone else. Schmonnery doesn't pass out. He goes hard and he goes forever. The other thing you notice is there's actually there's a human working there, and she comes up to you and she says, "Well, hey guys, my name's Janine. What can I do you for?" And this is
I muscle my way to the front of the group.
Yeah, you do that, and she's a red-haired human. She has her hair like up in a ponytail. She's wearing like sort of like overall style, like schmuck. Like imagine like cool Pacific Northwestern, like hipster mom, but in Dungeons and Dragons land.
Enough with these bad anachronisms.
And she just says, now I take it you guys are the new reporters, yeah?
That's us. We were here taking down the stories of those poor people. We're going through so much. We would love it if you could set us up for the night, and perhaps we can get some food, perhaps your number, whatever, you know.
By all means, I don't really know what giving you some random numbers would do, but I'd be more than
Your
happy to
address,
give you
the number
guys
with your address on it, you know.
give you guys a little bit of food. I mean, you guys must be exhausted between all the kids going missing, and now, I mean, heck, Galen's boy getting beat up outside of high school. There's a whole
Oh,
lot of
awful.
crazy. Y'all came in
Mhm.
just at the perfect time. So
Thank
Someone
you.
got beat up.
if oh yes,
It's almost as
big
if
story.
Providence has brought us together, and then I like step just a touch closer to her.
She doesn't move. She doesn't move away.
Ooh.
In fact,
Just
she kind of
weird eye contact here. Just
she blushes a little bit. Actually,
A little bit of
yeah,
reciprocity
she
going on.
she
just a
blushes.
little bit of smirk, just a
She goes,
confident swagger.
well, are y'all interested in maybe, grabbing a little bit of food? I can surely get you something to eat while you're, I imagine, parched and starved from that sort of press conference. I know, especially in this here town, things don't
Yeah,
always go as planned.
Well, we could totally eat you right up, but yeah, some actual food beyond me just throwing lines at you would be great.
She blushes again. She said, "All right, well, why don't you boys take a seat over there? I'll get you some food. Do you guys like coffee, decaf, calf, decaf? What can I do you for?"
well,
Uh,
I'm a
Out of
wizard,
game,
so
what
I'll
time
take
is it?
Fireball.
At a game, what time is it in the day?
Oh, it's like late night. You guys rolled into town like considerably later than you should have, given that you
Right.
interrogated some teenagers and tried to invade the police station. So
I haven't
it's
seen proof.
like the rest of the town is pretty much shut down, and it's just like late night bites, like Waffle House style.
Right. And her name is Janine, right?
Yeah.
Did I get that right? Janine, I really appreciate this. Do you have a liquor license? Do you have alcohol here as well? It is pretty late in the day. I'm not saying we want to party or nothing, but it's been one heck of a day. I'm pretty beat up, at least mentally speaking. I would really love to just have a beer and sit and, maybe get to know you if you'd like.
She goes, "You know what? I got just the thing for you." And she pours some glasses, or she grabs some glasses. She goes, "Why don't you boys go grab a seat? I'll bring y'all over some drinks. Maybe
Janine,
share your
does-
notes."
Does your establishment allow pets?
Typically no, but given the, old Lario over there, he's the only one in here, and I can't imagine he'd care too much. So if you got one, by all means, bring him on in.
I
I
bring
blush
Mogo in.
thinking. I blush thinking you're talking about me, even though I'm in human or elf form.
She stops you, and she just goes, "Oh, no, hold on, only one pet. Sorry, either the dog or the goat."
I'm like, what? Mogo, wait outside.
No. Mogo, come in. I'm an
Do you
elf
go
now.
press your face against the fur?
Yeah,
Just like, I'm so sorry.
Just like, basically, I just collapse on Mogo. Like, we're at a booth or something, but I'm just like fully like resting my whole body on Mogo.
Dude.
I ask.
I'm worn out.
Og, is Mogo your service animal or a comfort animal?
Emotional support goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ESG.
No.
So I'm assuming we sit down and share our notes almost over a Discord server. That's some D&D wise.
Yeah, you do. You pretty much do. You guys all actually go sit down at the table. And I
Yeah,
write
we
you
just copy and paste the notes into Discord.
pretty much.
It's a Discord server, but it's spelled with an E at the end to make it look old timey.
Yeah. So I told you guys, as you were going, you guys go sit down at the table and you share notes. One of the things that I will explain to you, and this is sort of outside of the game, but just so now you understand the consequences of your actions. As you guys were in that room, you ended up taking 5 of the elves' stories, and only 4 of the common folk stories, because one of them stormed out after you chose to take the elf story first.
That's on his hands.
As
That
a
was
result,
Gundren.
as a result of this, your notes that you take all seem to point more towards the common folk are the ones who are responsible for the disappearances and not the elves. The other aspect of this to consider for you as players is now that it's noticed well enough that you took more of the elf stories than you did the common folk stories, you guys will actually have advantage on checks against any elves within the city. You will have disadvantage on checks for the common folk.
Shoot.
Well, I was gonna
So we're a biased news network, is what you're saying.
I was gonna
No.
suggest we go catch Gundren, but maybe we don't now.
Well, Gundren was a dwarf.
Yeah.
That's another cool mechanic, asshole.
Yeah, cool. Very topical.
No, in
yeah.
case he had any pertinent info, but since mechanics have been introduced, I will not propose that.
If you were to go and have a logical reason to go track down Gundren, you don't even know who he is though, but he's a pretty fucking cool dude. So as you guys finish up your notes, Janine brings you 5 or 4 beers, puts them down in front of you and says, well, you guys need anything else, or you just looking to
Janine,
slam these beers and get a room for the night?
Janine, I despite how I look, I'm actually a minor.
Well,
I'll take that one. I just like pull his beer over to me.
Can I have
she
an orange
says,
juice or milk instead?
she says, well, despite your fake little "I'm so innocent" voice, I think you need this. And she pushes the beer back towards you.
Wait,
Ooh.
what do you mean?
Come on,
I
man.
like her.
There's not a single person in this town that says I'm a minor and doesn't drink. I mean, hell, they got 10-year-olds drinking wine with their parents at dinner here, and you're telling me you're a grown-ass looking little boy not gonna have a beer at 2 a.m. with your friends?
All right, I see your point, but okay, as long as this is all cool and kosher, if whatever
Yeah, I
kosher
heard-
means.
I
I
just
heard
feel like Janine, you're pretty cool, and I like
Look.
knuckle up for safety.
She knuckles back and she kind of like widens the grip on her knuckles. So as you do that, your fingers interlock a little bit.
Whoa.
She doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to give it away too much, so she kind of
Is
pulls back.
Brendel's journey coming to an end?
Yeah.
No, here's the real question:
forever.
what's the catch to Janine?
Yeah.
Totally,
So
we would
as
just
far
be
as-
flirting with Taylor for 20 minutes, but all
as far as
right.
you're concerned, she's a pretty cool cat.
I mean, just the
I
last
fucking
time
love it.
Brenda got this far, you found out that Sally is actually psychotic.
I just absolutely love introducing female characters to Brendel. It's one of the most hilarious things ever.
Yeah, totally out of whack though. You're welcome to introduce, male and or non-binary characters as well. He is not discerning in that way. But as Ethan,
I thought you
I
said
would
he was
probably
trying to
respond
find-
more.
You said he was trying to find his wife in the last campaign, so
Oh yeah, just slip of the tongue, I guess, which he is looking to do.
if he's open for anything. My dog is now barking at me.
Yeah.
Dog.
Hi,
I
fam.
can't wait till I DM and make this wicked gay, dude. I'm gonna make this so gay.
I'm gonna be weird about it. It's gonna be great.
I can and I fucking will, bro. I'll do it.
Brendel's just gonna be in freaking adamant, surrounded by like Chippendales. So
Hey
yeah,
there, bad boy.
she brings you. She
Oh,
brings you a beer and says,
why does your male voice sound more feminine than like all of your female characters?
Just who I am. Just who I am.
Too funny. Anyway, you can continue on DMing
No.
now.
So she brings you your beers. You guys are welcome to continue shooting your shit for a little bit, and she just drops a key. She goes, "Well, guys, here's a key for your room. I need to start cleaning up as you know it's getting late. I hear you guys were a little bit late for your press conference, but it's separate from the fact someone needs to tell that dog outside to shut the fuck up. But regardless, feel free to just walk on through those doors there as soon as y'all are done, and just head up to your room and get some rest for the night." And she goes off and she starts cleaning stuff up.
I've long
I mean,
since passed out into my beer.
yeah.
Yeah, question: how hard does this beer hit Elliot?
It hits you.
Good.
You've had some serious adrenaline, so you're like good.
All right. Is he back on crab status? Do you think it's a crab again?
No, not that level. He's just it's like tired drunk.
Okay, I see.
Oof. So that's a special kind of drunk.
Been a long day.
Cool.
Cool.
So I just want to like make sure I like brush my teeth and maybe jot down some haikus about the stories that we heard. Because I want to tell their stories in the way that I know how to.
Yeah, wake me up
when I
when
pull
we're
my
done with
loot
Cozy
out.
Cat.
Yeah, I pull my loot out and I like start just noodling around with it and looking pensive and just kind of like checking once in a while if Janine is looking at me, but you know, not trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. Just like maybe she'll notice I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. She doesn't notice. She's very dedicated.
Totally cool.
And,
Totally
yeah.
cool. Totally cool. Totally cool. Totally cool. Totally
Is there anything
cool.
else
Cool,
you
cool,
want
cool,
to do while you're chugging your beers?
I wake up briefly.
Anything
go back
stand
to
out to you
sleep.
about the stories? Anything stand out to you guys about the stories from the townsfolk? Admittedly, most of them were at least tinged with racism, in my opinion, from what I've heard from you guys. But let me know if you guys think differently.
There definitely
have
seems to
to
be some
agree.
kind of a class issue here, or I guess disparity between the elves and the rest of the community. I mean, of the stories I took down, only I believe what was it, 2 of them related to the missing children, and the rest of them were just anger towards like a dwarf to an elf or the dwarf to a human.
Well,
So
I
do you
think it's
think-
very clear that based on the stories that we heard, that it seems at this point more likely that the common folk are to blame. But I wouldn't count out like an outside perpetrator that's not a part of the community doing this, you know?
Like, here's the thing. That was just a wall of sound, a cacophony. I didn't really hear anybody's stories. But the thing that strikes me as weird is how would the common people do this? How do the common people kidnap from druids and sorcerers and warlocks and those magic users just not even know about it? You know, I just don't know how they could even pull that off.
Yeah, I have to agree. That seems very suspicious.
Don't count the common people out. They powerful, smart, conniving.
As you say powerful, you see Janine lift an entire booth with one arm as she sweeps underneath it.
Is she a human? Or
Oh my god, I'm in love. I'm in love. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's human.
Brennan needs a roll perception
Drinks his
to like
beer.
check out how fucking swole she is.
She just says, that's the power of leverage, and her accent changes too for some reason.
Brendan,
Oh,
you must
man.
find out how fucking like swole she is. Is she a bodybuilder?
Is she your
Oh, I
soulmate?
intend to find out after our marriage.
All right, I think
It's important to wait.
I think
Okay,
these steps got skipped. All right.
Well, I think you guys share all the notes you want. I'm gonna head over to the Cozy Cat and find a room because today really took it out of me.
No, I'm with
Yeah.
you. I could go for a long sleep.
A long rest, one might say.
Nah, long sleep.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
say that.
Get that long sleep. Not a short sleep, not a wide sleep, a narrow sleep, a long sleep.
I only need to transfer a few hours, so maybe I'll just
Put in a good word for me with Janine while I'm away.
yeah. I'll
You're
just
an
hang
elf
out. Maybe
anyway.
I'll
You just
go
have
hang
to
out by
meditate for
the
4 hours.
drunkard.
Drunkard, you just sit there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll just hang out by him and have another drink.
Yeah, he's asleep.
Maybe I'll nudge him.
Ah,
Had a good night there, friend.
what?
I agree. I completely agree. Uh-huh.
And Janine
Yep,
just
I
goes,
was thinking the same thing.
she just goes, look, I know you're new here, but it's pretty much a lost cause. I mean, the man's indistinguishable. And as she says indistinguishable, you just hear him go, and then Janine just goes, yeah, Joe, I hear you. I'll get you another beer and whiskey. And then she brings up another beer and whiskey.
Classic
Hmm.
Joe.
I'll take one
Frickin'
of those
Joe, dude.
too. Uh,
Joe
Janine,
Schmo.
are you seeing anyone? Do you have any suitors?
Well, that's not exactly something you should be asking a lady at this time of night. And she blushes at you too.
I'm just
Don't you fucking do it.
just
Don't you do it.
wondering. I was, saw the way that you looked at my friend Brendel and the way he looked at you. He's really a strong journalist, and if you're interested, maybe you could share your address or something along those lines. Anyways, yeah, I'll have a beer and a whiskey here with Joe. Joe, what do you do in town again?
She just says, "This, to be quite honest, this is what Joe does. Like whether it's here or over at Cliff's, typically he spends first half of the night at Cliff's, and then when he gets too riled up or too dysfunctional, he comes over here, sits in a booth, throws back about 3 or 4 whiskeys and a couple of beer, and then he calls it a night. I don't know where he lives, but he leaves and then he comes back."
I like your style, Joe. Thanks. I'll just hang out here for a few hours. Do you all close or you stay open?
Well, I mean, we're a small town. I'll stay open as long as we need. I got cleaning to do anyway, so as long as you promise not to make a mess, I could care less.
Okay, cool. I'll just keep drinking and then I'll just meditate in the corner and then wait for everyone else to wake up.
Dope. And so you guys all go to bed?
Yep.
Cool. Well, I think that's probably a pretty good spot to end the session.
Yeah.
Right, all right.
Mm.
I agree with that.
Nice.
Tomorrow morning, y'all can get a solid start to your investigative quest.
I can't believe I have to heal up.
I can't
Such
believe
a
that
long
Joe's
rest.
been stealing the kids. So weird.
That encounter was so much harder than I thought it was going to be.
Dude. Yeah. I mean, what you put the fucking wizard in the front line,
Yeah, I was.
and then crit him on the first turn.
I completely forgot that wizards have such low starting health. I was like, oh, shit, I forgot.
Dude, like I'm super bummed. I had so I was ready for a minor illusion. I was gonna like do an illusion of like the stanchions, whatever they're called, these things. I'm posting the picture.
Oh, the thing you
in
stand behind?
PC. Yeah, those. And
Do we
then
want to
after
turn off
that,
the Twitch stream?
I figured Bryant already had, but yes.
I can.
I mean, it doesn't matter. We're
Okay.
just talking shit anyway. And then after that, I had True Strike, which lets me see briefly into the future. So I was going to be like writing down their notes before they said them.
Wow.
Nope, you took that away from me.
Taylor, how could you?
Dude, I wish I did.
That would've been baller, dude.
And the thing is, I have like Shield as a reaction spell, which gives me +5 AC, but I got hit by a 20 and a 19, so no, nothing.
Well,
No,
dude, I was gonna die too, which is why I'm like, I need to fucking morph, or else I'm gonna die.
You
Like,
need to
cause
get
I
extra
my
HP.
yeah, dude, my HP's hella low unless I fucking transform. So I was like, I gotta fucking
Right.
get in there, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somehow Elliot just performed miraculously.
Dude, Elliot's like
Yeah,
the
yeah. Who could
yeah,
imagine a
dude.
dude with good armor class would have done well there?
Yeah, I actually was fully expecting to say like, "Oh, your armor doesn't count."
Yeah, I figure we would use like touch rules or something. Touch or
Fucking Barbara
flat-footed.
Walters over here.
I didn't want to change it like I didn't want to change it like too much from like a regular encounter
Hmm.
with I don't know. It just seems like it'd be
I
more
so-
interesting to do it this
No,
way.
that was
I
good. I mean,
so-
I went down, but that was fine. Like my only advice is that was too many NPCs for them to all have their own initiative. That was pretty slow.
I realized that like 4 turns in and I was like, fuck, but I want to like get their stories out because I had an individual story written for every like enemy, but then I realized I was like, shit, like it's taking too long. So I ended up like nerfing them half like a quarter of the way through.
Right.
You could kill them quicker. Because like I wanted to introduce like a different sort of information and to like find a like more obvious way to like show that like A, there's some crazy division in the town, but like B, there's also a lot of stuff going on.
Hmm.
And I wanted it to not just be like a 20-minute session of me, speaking information to you guys. So I was like,
Mhm.
how can I like at least
Right.
like give an idea of like what like is going on in the town, right?
I liked it. I think that
Yeah.
it makes it more exciting. I think that the only problem I had was that I was trying not to like actually attack them, and I was trying to do things
like,
that were more
"I'm
like
the top
role
of the
play
top."
or
Yeah.
flavorful. So it ended up kind of backfiring at first, but then once I just was like,
I'll
Yeah.
just hit
You
him for
know,
27 damage.
And that was like one of the things that I
Yeah,
realized
dude.
too. I was like, man, like fuck, like how are they gonna like this story is like the missing kids plot line is like very much not an encounter based thing.
Mhm.
But I still wanted there to be like some encounters in it. So I was like, how can I like
I like it. I like
Make it
custom. I like when you do
encounter,
custom
non-encounter.
stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a nice
Yeah.
change from the normal thing. Give it a lot more fun to
Yeah.
like, roleplay with. Because normally an encounter is like, oh, I hit him. Now it's like, oh, I want to actually like
Yeah.
focus on this person and like appease them so they don't feel angered for missing their story earlier.
right.
Yeah. I like stuff like that. So that was cool.
No, I really thought it was great. I think maybe more just like passive perception detail about the different enemies would have been really helpful. So like if we knew about Professor Patches and like the dwarves and things like that, just like little like more identifiable characteristics than just their race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would have been really helpful
That
for
was-
us because we could
that
have
was-
built around that a little bit more.
Right. That was one of the things that I was struggling with because I have like written out descriptions for them, but the monitor that I was using was so small and I had 10 characters that I was trying to tell you stories for. And it like every time I tried to like scroll over to their description back to like the like mini map that I had, I kept losing track and I was like just like shit, I have to like just try and remember as best as I can.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
Yeah, that's why I like kept on fighting the resting Brendel fiance
yeah.
because I was like, oh, she's the most identifiable one to me.
Yeah,
maybe
it
only to
definitely got
Bravo.
like a little bit easier towards the end, but it was like in the beginning, like the second the encounter started, I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm overwhelmed. Like I'm
Oh,
taking
no.
psychological damage right now,
DM self crit KO.
literally."
Okay. No, that was good. But definitely have to award us XP now.
Oh, you'll for sure get XP for that. Yeah.
Does Elliot get more XP for grandstanding in the middle like 4?
I might give you some extra XP. But
Dude,
Bayro-
Elliot should get a work
Bayro-
promotion.
Bayro should get some freaking crazy XP too for freaking
At
one hit
27.
killing 3 of them.
Oh, so
Yeah, dude, that's
I had a question about that. When you said you roll 2 6s or 2d6, is the damage in your attack normally 2d6?
it is as a hyena. That's my bite
Oh.
attack.
That's crazy high.
Yeah. that
Is
is
2d6 plus 3. But you know
Dude,
what
nasty.
you know what I realized though is that the scaling's weird because I can only do a challenge level 1. So like until I hit the next threshold where I could do a higher challenge level, like you guys will get boosted abilities, whereas like I'm still gonna remain only able to attack like at that level. So like maybe when we get to level 6, like I'm gonna start to weaken as you guys get stronger, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I think the scaling is gonna be a little weird for me, like where
Yeah, I mean, you can't rely on just transforming into animals. You can do them, but like, you will unlock other abilities that keep you in line with our abilities. But yeah, you can't just rely on that exclusively, because even when you're 20, you'll be stuck at what, CR a quarter or a CR a quarter or half. So
yeah, I'm not
CR 5 to
sure.
10.
The scaling is like weird where I might be OP right now, but I think that as I get as you guys progress, like I might actually be weaker than you all in terms of my wild shaping.
Although
Maybe like
the-
multi-class into fighter or something.
the D&D Beyond hyena thing says 1d6.
Is giant hyena.
Oh, I'm just looking at hyena. Okay. Not giant.
In the monster manual. I think when I was looking it up, it's like the suggested animals were a bear, hyena, or like a boar or something.
But all giant.
Right, but giant hyena or hyena are different.
I think.
But yeah, I
let me
see the
look at
giant. No, I found the giant hyena sheet. And yeah, 2d6 plus 3. I was just wondering, like, I pulled up hyena. I thought you were using hyena, so I wanted to know where you were getting your stats since we had different numbers.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think I rolled exceptionally well too. I mean, what are the chances of rolling a d20 and then max damage on 2 d6
Oh,
rolls?
yeah.
That's like pretty minimal, or pretty unlikely.
Well, it was earned after your previous attack, which was 1 damage.
Yeah, right.
And
then I rolled a nat 1. I rolled a nat 1 the next turn too. So
Right.
You just averaged out your damage, is fine.
Boom.
So,
Alright. Well, I think
So-
that will be it. And for everyone
And-
who is watching the stream, we thank you for staying on and watching, or watching after the fact. And we'll see you all next week on the next episode of Campaign Crashers. Goodbye. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
A better way to buy.